Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Friday edition of Moohead Radio. I'm your host, a big and furry bovine. The sick Bronk is joining us. This will show what kind of a gamer he is.
Yeah,
Bronk,
physically unable to perform, but still able to go on Moohead.
it's no challenge being here.
No, not at
Unless
all.
you're challenged, and I think you have to be
You
challenged
could
to be
even
here.
have massive brain fog and still be here.
Absolutely. I mean, look at Tony the Calf. He's 20 years now. Bronk thinks he might have COVID, and it's likely that he does have COVID. And if that's the case, it's probably, I'll tell Bronk to make him feel better. It is this new offshoot, but it's the same basic thing as the BA.2.286.
Oh, it's Dr. Moo.
Dr. Moo, and
Dr. Moo,
I've
calling
read
Dr.
up
Moo.
about it, and he's feeling the flu symptoms, and
Yeah.
he's not sick to his stomach yet, but he hasn't heard the program. So,
Yeah, I've had tablets to take to stop being sick. Am I still on?
yeah, you're on, and
Okay.
good evening to you too, Gemini. Which tablet are they giving you? An iPad?
I've not had. I'm all right.
Okay. This will be moving maybe a little faster than your COVID infested brain will be able to move. You relax, breathe deeply, and listen to the nothingness that comes out of my mouth.
Oh,
We'll start the program like we always do for people. Hey, if you want to see the program, you best move to Ohio or Kentucky or West Virginia. And I know that's not the news you want to hear, but you can find some very inexpensive homes in West Virginia. And
correct.
if you know how to read, you're way ahead of the average. Okay. So there's that.
Yeah, you'd be the king there. You'd be the king of West Virginia if you can read.
Cleveland, Toledo, Dayton, Columbus, Cincinnati, all getting the game. Louisville and Lexington getting the game. Charleston, West Virginia. So if you're in those areas, if you're not, you're fucked, because nobody wants to watch this game. Nobody cares about this game. But
who's announcing? Who's announcing? Is it going to be? Are they going to bring back Don Criqui and Bob Trumpy?
Oh, get this: Tom McCarthy, James Lofton, and Jay Feely.
Jay Feely,
the kicker, the former kicker.
Oh my God!
Yeah, we have Tom McCarthy. I've never heard of him.
I've heard of Tim McCarver.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the Battle of Ohio is
you got
prestige.
I'm only here to hear Don Criqui, so you got to cheer me up with a bit of Don Criqui.
Welcome to the game that doesn't matter. We're back. And the score, I'm sorry, I don't know what the score is in the Battle of Ohio. I don't know what the score is, but Done. Yeah, so Jacksonville at Tennessee is the game people will be watching. You get Kevin Harlan.
Kevin Harlan,
the NBA guy, he's like, he's the one who talks like this. Okay.
Oh, hold that thought for a minute. I got an NBA comment to make at some point.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right. You may be aware that there's a Paris game coming up next week.
Yeah.
And I just got an email today.
It's the Cavs.
Cavs playing in Paris. I can't even remember who they're playing. Brain fog. But anyway, there's still tickets available. So if you've got 350 to 750 euros per ticket, you can buy a seat at the Accra Arena to watch the Cavs play whoever it is. So that's a bargain.
You got to get a croissant.
You get a croissant. You got to get a croissant with that. You know? Can you imagine?
Parlez-vous, hum.
Why would I want to Why would I want to pay 350 euros minimum to see a depleted Cavs side get their
I don't
ass
know.
kicked by whoever we're playing?
I always thought Maurice Chevalier was a pervert, saying
Oh, they all
heaven
are.
for little girls. How little? Forgot. Come on, you perv. Stop it.
They're all like Epstein, the French. So anyway,
Okay.
did I say that? I just did.
If you're wondering what the weather is going to be like in Cincinnati, that's no excuse.
What's Dick Goddard say about that?
And the
The Woolly
weather in
Bear.
Cincinnati. Their woolly bears aren't going to make it that far south because they've frozen to death in northern Ohio. And what we have is a high of 40 degrees, a low of 28, with a 9-mile-an-hour wind. The real field temperature will be around 33 degrees. So it's not bad weather for Jeff Driscoll to throw the ball to the other team.
Come on, I think he'll do all right.
I'm glad somebody thinks so.
I think so. God bless him. God love him.
And if you're wondering about the injury report, it just says Browns team. That's all it says. But Batonio's not going to play. Bojorquez actually is going to punt because they cut the punter.
They cut the other punter. Who was he? We hardly knew him.
Hack, I think his name was.
Hack.
Amari Cooper, he's not playing. Joe Flacco's not playing. Mike Ford is not playing. Myles Garrett is not playing. Dustin Hopkins is not playing. Kareem Hunt is not playing, even though he fully practiced. Elijah Moore better not play. Greg Newsome not going to play. David Njoku's not going to play. Obo Agaronkwo says, I'm ready. And it's like,
no.
With a torn pec, if anything, we're going to save you for the first playoff game. Ethan Posick is like, not going to play. Wyatt Teller, these people practice, but we're going to see Denzel Ward's not playing. Marquise Goodwin did not play. I mean, this is crazy. I don't even know how he gets hurt. He doesn't play and he gets hurt.
He just looks at the game, a bit like us, really. I get hurt sick looking at the game, so yeah. Anyway.
And Shelby Harris will be good for 75 snaps. Jordan Kunasik is trying to come back. He might actually get on the field. Juan Thornhill is not going to play. So for the Bengals, if you're wondering, T. Higgins with a hamstring injury, didn't play Wednesday, didn't play Thursday, didn't practice today. He's just, Chidobe Awuzie, shattered. He's not playing. Jamar Chase, full practice. Hey, Jamar, this is your time to make hay against second and third stringers, you big mouth loser.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry. Joe Mixon.
What's in it for the Bengals in this game? I mean, we had years and years and years of playing meaningless games in December and January. So we always played our starters regardless. So,
I mean, this is, Elijah Moore and Marquise Goodwin are actually questionable for the game, and they should. There's no reason why they
questionable all the time. They're just very questionable.
Yeah, Pat, he's got COVID. Leave him alone. It doesn't sound as bullwinkle as normal. He was like, hey, it's kind of hard to sound like this when you've got COVID.
Yeah, correct.
All right, so that's that. And Myles Garrett, of course, he's not going to play. Why should he?
Of course, if Wiley Fox was here, he'd tell me to mute my mic. So anyway.
But he's not.
He's not. We love Wiley Fox.
And here, if tomorrow you're going to do what most people are going to do, you're going to see who we play, and you're going to watch the Jags and whoever the fuck they're playing.
Tennessee.
I've read at Tennessee Titans, and they're not even a team at this point.
Oh, they're awful.
But I'll tell you one thing: the coach will have them playing hard, and Trevor Lawrence is iffy with his shoulder, with the division on the line. They're saying, don't believe the Jaguars. They're
They lie.
liars. They
They
lie. They
lie.
lie that he was hurt. And
They
he comes
lie.
down, he skips rope against us. I mean, still lost, but
They still lost. Yep.
not that
They
good.
lie.
But the bottom line is that he'll be out there. I can't imagine with the division on the line that old long hair is not going to be out there playing.
Hey, if I can make it on Moohead Radio, he can play for the fucking division. The big puss.
And Coach Doug Peterson said he needs to see Lawrence throw the ball a little harder in practice today to test his sprained right AC joint.
What the fuck is that?
That's not to be mistaken with a Spike Lee joint. And the decision to start Lawrence against the Titans could go all the way up just before kickoff. Isn't that sound familiar?
Are we going to play Deshaun Watson this week? No. Or Baker Mayfield? No. Oh, God. Make it stop.
It's day to day, Peterson said. Today will be a big day for him, as well as Saturday. He's progressing well, but you know something? I'm not saying anything. You can't make me. And that's the bottom line, is that, it's going to be a decision. Then his flocks will run out in front of him on the field, and then that's that. And I really don't care who the hell we play. I mean, there's a 65% chance, they say, that it's going to be Jacksonville. And the only reason it's not 90% is that Jacksonville is underachieved. And Trevor Lawrence, they're discovering, is not that great a quarterback. So
he's not the Messiah.
No, that's right. And
he's a very naughty boy.
Yeah. So the Jaguars, are 65% chance. And, if they lose, then it's going to be between the Texans and the Colts. And of all of them, the Colts played a better offensive game against the Browns than the other two, but all of them lost. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't care who we play. Got to win. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Peterson also said his team will not make a decision on whether to activate Christian Kirk. I don't understand why they won't let me play. That's the
Captain Kirk.
Yeah. But
that reminds me. Did you see what very famous celebrity died today?
Don't give up on us, baby.
Yeah, he's
Lord
got no soul.
Knows we've come this far. Wait a minute.
You gotta do the echo.
Stay the way that we are. It's written in the moonlight and painted on the stars. We can't change ours. Why in the fuck do I know that song by heart?
David's soul for those young people out there.
That was just Starsky.
Yep.
So yeah, I was sad to see that because, is Huggy Bear still alive?
Well, Antonio Fargas and his son, the running back. I don't know. Yeah. Somebody have to look that up. I can't look it up.
If Huggy Bear is still alive, for God's sake.
Yeah, I can't
say everybody's dead,
Everybody's dead. But no, we want Huggy Bear to still be alive because we do.
Now, the Browns, as far as who will be on the field, this will be a game where we can all kind of just breathe, relax, take it easy, and just let it all flow. The Bengals have yet to beat anyone in the division.
That's crazy, isn't it?
I mean, there you have it,
I was on to that, but they finally caught up with their mediocre coach and mediocre team. It's finally caught up with them. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, Sam Hubbard said it all. He told reporters in Cincinnati, it's a great opportunity to finish on a high note. I know we finished 2019 with a home win against the Browns, and we were 2-14 that year.
Woohoo!
But it was really good for momentum coming into the offseason. That's the best attitude to have. Good man, Sam Hubbard, the Ohio State University. So the problem with the Bengals, where do I begin? 28th in the league in passing yards allowed. They've given up 4,314. They've given up a
Wow.
total of 2,041 rushing yards, 25th in the league. Got a lousy defense. And allow an average of 382.8 total yards per game this season, which is second worst in the league. I mean, you hear all this stuff and you say to yourself, well, how come we never heard about that during the season? How come when they were pimping, oh, look at the Bengals, they've won a bunch in a row, they're coming back, they're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know, if it were us and we were averaging giving up almost 400 yards a game and we're last of the league and giving up passing yardage, it would be we suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Bengals, oh, they're going to make playoffs. They're going to make the playoffs. You know, they played the Chiefs. Yeah, they were in the Super Bowl one year. Yeah, they haven't tackled well. They haven't done anything really very well. And again, their quarterback, who's supposed to lead them to the promised land, was injured half the season, which has
I
been
can't
the
do
case
the
every
donkey year. Noise. Can you do the donkey noise?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
No donkey
And
noise.
here's the other thing that's interesting. Even though we have Jeff Driscoll playing and we have none of our receivers playing, the Bengals secondary has given up a big play in almost every game they've played. Against the Chiefs last week, Mahomes threw a 67-yard pass to a guy named Rashee Rice, he's a rookie. That was the longest play of their season against the Bengals. In week 16 against the Steelers, how about an 86-yard touchdown to George Pickens? Yeah, they give up big yardage. So now, how is that going to help us when we have Bell and Tillman and Driscoll in the
Driscoll?
I don't know. I watched some film on Driscoll, by the way.
You did.
Got a really big dick. No.
Well, was that with Kaz Tadano? Big gong of truth there.
No, Jeff Driscoll, I saw some touchdown throws that he threw when he was with the Bengals, and he appears to have a pretty strong arm, and he's one of these guys who's at 30 years of age, traveled all over the place, never stuck anywhere, and he has the right attitude. In his presser, he said, hey, anytime you get a chance to be on the 53-man roster, you take it. It doesn't
this could be his big break,
Well, that's just it. I mean, you take a look at a guy like Flacco. Lightning can strike. For a guy like Driscoll, what's he got to lose?
Well, this offense, he's sort of Flacco-esque, isn't he? He's a bit sort of like Diet Flacco.
He's kind of like Flacco without any experience playing the offense, throwing the football to any of the players, and without having the great background winning a Super Bowl. They're very similar besides that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm going to say.
For his career, he's completed 59% of his career passes, 14 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and his playmakers will be Pierre Strong Jr., who's guaranteed to fumble at least once during the game, David Bell, somebody will be draped on him, and Cedric Tillman. That will be Tillman. Oh yeah, put another bullet in the chamber, would you?
Cedric Tillman's a concussion waiting to happen. I hate to predict these things, but he's going to get carted off at some point.
As far as receiver is concerned, Bell showed a glimpse of talent, it says, when he caught a 41-yard touchdown. Yeah, that was the only thing he did all year. Cedric Tillman has not had many memorable moments in receiving the ball this season, the article says, but the rookie can't wait for his opportunity. I'm going to try to make explosive plays, Tillman said. When I get the ball in my hands, I feel like I can do some good things. What balls are we talking about?
The ball's in your hands. Wow.
Yeah, that's right. It's all about consistency and staying as consistent as possible and locking in on details. Well, we'll see, Cedric Tillman. But the other thing that I think was really interesting about Cedric Tillman is what he said in his presser, where he said, I know that I'm not the fastest guy in the world, but I catch everything that's thrown my way, and I've really used my size to block. Sounds like you should be a tight end, young man.
There you go.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's aware of the fact that he doesn't have the ability to separate. So he may want to make big plays. I don't know how that's going to happen unless they catch somebody sleeping or somebody stumbles to the ground. I'm not sure how that would go. Here's a distraction that I wanted to mention, because Jim Schwartz steps up to the podium to do his presser, and they throw him a question. And it's like, oh, God. He acknowledged that he aspires to be a head coach again, even though he loves it here. Quote, first of all, I'm really happy here, he said. I talked about Kevin. I haven't really talked about Andrew Berry or the Haslams, but I love this organization. I love the city of Cleveland. It was such a great atmosphere. 31 years in the NFL. That was one of my top 5 atmospheres that Thursday night. I'm Casey Kasem. That is one of my top 5 atmospheres. All right.
Wow.
We needed to share that with the players. We got a lot of energy from the fans. We needed to give them a little energy, pay them back. Not many chances. You have to be able to clinch at home. So all that, I'd say, in any job that you do, you always aspire to the top of that profession. And I'm no different. We're fielding offers. No, you have to sit down. Your presser's over. No, we're fielding offers right now. Come on. Come on.
Oh.
That's not what you want to say. You know what you're supposed to say? Hasn't he learned to be mealy-mouthed? For God's sakes. I mean, you got to go Kevin Stefanski. It's like, not thinking about that right now. Not thinking about that right now. We have a game to play this week, and we have a game to play the week after, and we have to keep winning to extend this season as long as we can. Whatever happens down the road, I have no control over that, but I do have control over coaching my guys, and we got to win out every game to win that Super Bowl, and that's the only thing that's on my mind right now. He could have said that.
He could have said that. He could have Bull Durhamed. You know, he should have listened to Kevin Costner and Bull Durham, you know, his advice.
Pat Driscoll, I believe, went to Florida to begin his career, and then his last year at Louisiana Tech. I think that's accurate.
Louisiana Tech.
Don't quote me. Yeah, he had to pack an erector set with him.
I'm just amazed that Louisiana has a tech university. I mean, why the fuck bother? You know?
What in the hell's electricity?
Exactly.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
spell it right, Pat Driscoll, Driskel. That's how you spell his last name. But I believe,
was he part of a law firm? You know, one of those law firms that you patronize?
No.
Driscoll.
No, that's not a Yiddish name. So at any rate, that's the I think he had a big year at Louisiana Tech, but he but he transferred out his final year away from Florida because somebody else was coming in. That was my understanding. But the thing is that Schwartz went 29-51 as a head coach.
He's not good
as Lions head coach. He was 0-1 in the playoffs. He stepped away from Philadelphia after leading them to a defensive as a defensive coordinator to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He focused on health issues and served as a senior defense assistant under Mike Vrabel in Tennessee for 2 years.
Wow.
When he put the headset on again this season, he coached the Browns defense to its best performance in God knows how long. But you see, here's what I'll tell you.
What will you tell me?
Nothing at all against Jim Schwartz, because Jim Schwartz has done a great job, and I've said
He
as much
has.
week after week after week. Just how great an influence he's been. But if Hal David, arcane reference,
Burt
wrote
Bacharach.
music and lyrics, there would have
It
been
would
no need
suck.
for Burt Bacharach. No, there'd be no need. But he
Yeah.
couldn't write music. But when he heard the music, he was the lyricist. Okay. And
Yeah.
now Burt Bacharach got a lot more publicity than Hal David.
Correct.
But Hal David shared in all those royalties.
He did.
Here's what I do if I'm the Cleveland Browns. Jim Schwartz, pay him more money. Do what you have to keep him, because he's done a fantastic job. But you can't protect Jim Schwartz from himself. I will tell you a story about Jim Schwartz, which I've saved for this kind of occasion, because I wanted to see if he's changed. But people don't change.
No, they just deteriorate or get sick or die.
He was in Buffalo, okay, as a defensive coordinator.
Oh.
And it was the year after he was terminated as the Lions head coach.
Okay.
And the Bills played the Lions in Detroit. And that was his revenge game, see?
Revenge game. Ooh.
Before the game, not only did he whip his defense into that frenzy that he can, but he said to them, and when we win, I want you to carry me off the field. I'm not making this up.
That's weird.
2014.
That's weird.
So a number of players going back in the record books, the 2014 season, a couple of the players ran to pick him up at the end of the game, and the other players, some did, and some said, what the fuck is this? And that, in a nutshell, is the kind of stuff that made Jim Schwartz not get the call back to be a head coach.
Yeah, that would put me off hiring him for head coach.
He gives confidence. He has confidence, but sometimes maybe a little bit cocky.
That's a bit weird.
And the way he answered the question, you can tell it's like he's the only Browns coach who can't keep his mouth shut, because his answers were verbose. They were long. They went on and on and on. And it's like, and Kevin Stefanski's like cringing. It's like, don't say it. Don't say it, Jim. And he said it, But I want to be head coach again. 29-51. There's a lot of people who don't become world famous brain surgeons, but they're good surgeons for removing gallbladders and do all kinds of other things. There are people who just are better at some things than other things. And Jim Schwartz is a defensive coordinator. He's not a head coach. And it's like, God.
What you're saying is know your lane in life. Stay in your lane, do your job, get on with it, and don't fuck around.
Well, no, I mean, you go for the stars. I mean, I understand Jim Schwartz had 80 games to prove himself as a head coach. Not my fault that it was the Lions who gave him the job. I mean, it was kind of a thankless job. But the bottom line is that's what he's telling himself as well. If I got a better team, give me the Chargers is what he's thinking. I'll get Herbert at quarterback and I'll just get that defense, man. And I'll spend time with the defense, bring in an offensive coordinator. I will be the head coach. And which he thinks that means everyone's going to give him a head in San Diego, I guess. And I'm the main man. But I come in with a built-in quarterback already. And I'll just hire a guy who knows how he's doing offense and, wouldn't come from Cleveland. And,
he gets fired in 2 years if he went out to San Diego. He wouldn't last that long.
Well, if he went to San Diego, he'd be lost because he would be in LA. So if he was
true,
that would be a bad start for Jim. It's like, I thought games were played here still. It's like,
no.
So at 29-51, to be honest with you, He should have just kept his mouth shut. And if the phone rings, the phone rings. But no, the owners are going to take note of that and say, he went rogue, man. And his defense is now thinking, oh my God, Jim's not going to be with us next year right before the playoffs. Great job. Ay, 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 ay. So at any rate, 3 teams have already fired their head coaches. That would be the Raiders, Josh McDaniels, the Panthers, Frank Third Reich, and Chargers, Brandon Staley. But as many as a half dozen more are on the hot seat, including Washington's Ron Rivera. No, I mean, I don't think that Schwartz is going to go to play with the Commanders and coach the Commanders after being with the Lions. Vrabel in Tennessee. No, because he doesn't have what he needs there, because Vrabel is a defensive coach, and they're going to be hiring somebody more offensive. Atlanta's Arthur Smith, and the amazing Bears, Matt Eberflus. Well, the Bears might not be a bad choice for if they call Jim up, because they got a good young quarterback, and the people in Chicago are used to the Bears. The defense, the whole Mike Ditka thing. You could rebuild the Mike Ditka era.
The monsters of the Midway.
Yeah, that's right. So I wish he hadn't have done that, but he did. So now it's, So now even Cleveland.com saying Kevin Stefanski is the NFL Coach of the Year, and it's not even close, says one VIP who should know. And it turned out to be Beyonce's bodyguard. And why is he a VIP? I don't understand.
No.
That makes sense to me. But I do believe that Stefanski will be the Coach of the Year. I do believe that, just so that. But then again, I thought Dustin Hopkins would be the starting kicker on the All-Pro team, and instead they handed over to Tucker for the Ravens, who was successful 4% less of the time, 91.6% this year.
Wow.
For Dustin Hopkins, and 87% for Tucker. All right. And Tucker was 1 for 5 from 50 plus, and Dustin Hopkins was 100%. What was he, like 7 of 7 or 6 or 6?
Oh, it was ungodly.
How can he not be the starter on the Pro Bowl team? This is a guy who's 31 years old. Give him his props, please. God, Tucker's going to make a goddamn Hall of Fame. Dustin Hopkins, I mean, this is his year. This is his Tom Dempsey 63-yard field goal year,
Correct.
Oh, Buff Gaming. See, this guy's on top of his stats. 8 for 8, 50 plus.
8 for 8. Wow.
And Rick, you got it right. Man's got to know his limitations. That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the Jim Schwartz story in a nutshell. Thank you. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with admitting that, you have the head coaching skills of Corky. I'm special, so special. I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to do Corky. People want me to do Corky. I'm not going to do Corky.
No.
And so, the statistics on this, the Browns, what are the stats that say who they're going to play? Well,
make it stop.
If you can't beat the team who wins the AFC South, you don't deserve to go on.
No, absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
See, look at this. Look at this. Thornhill has re-aggravated the calf injury. Well, why does he keep coming back too early?
I don't know.
Get rid of it.
We're better with Hickman back there anyway.
God, he's the Lonnie Chisenhall of football. Please make this stop, dear Cod.
Oh, don't make me laugh. It hurts.
I'm sorry, but it's true. The Jaguars are by far the odds favorite to win the South. Next, the Colts, then the Texans. That's kind of in that order. Yeah, Buff Gaming, I sure as hell hope you did You didn't put him on your fantasy team. I'd like to know who Ricardo Montalban puts on his fantasy team.
His fantasy
His fantasy
team.
Yes.
Fantasy team.
Oh, God.
Atu.
And who should we hope to play? Well, there's a 65%
I don't
chance,
care.
like I said, the Jaguars. I don't care either, you know.
I don't care. Let's just play them.
The Jags are favored by 5.5 points over the hapless Titans who can't score. That's who you're going to play, and you got to beat whoever they put in front of you. So that's all I got to say about that.
Well, I'll tell you what I'd like to see happen. I'd like to see either the 6th or 7th seed win one of their games, against the 2 or 3. That way, we don't have to go play Baltimore, and they can go play Baltimore, the 7th seed or whatever.
Now, here's a headline that kind of threw me for a loop.
No.
Browns legend Bernie Kosar tackles health wellness with a new patented coffee defense.
Coffee
Yep.
for wellness?
Yep. He has launched a new patented coffee blend designed by the Youngstown native to boost immunity, protect against chronic diseases, and strengthen heart health.
Wow.
Bernie has gotten to the point where he's like Ralph Cramden, the guy who invented glow-in-the-dark bowling shoes.
Wow.
I love Bernie Kosar. Bernie Kosar was great.
Everybody loves Bernie.
Bernie's coffee, called Kosar Coffee, debuted last week and is no ordinary cup of coffee. The Arabica beans are fortified with a powerful antioxidant blend of resveratrol, a naturally occurring cancer fighter, found in foods like blueberries, peanuts, and red wine. Well, how about you crush me up some blueberries and peanuts and a glass of wine?
Yep.
Touted for their positive effect on health and well-being. I'm only doing this to give them a plug, for God's sakes.
Mark, for God's sakes.
Since my retirement, my personal health journey has been difficult, to say the least. I almost lost hope, battling addiction, CTE, seizures, and even comas. But my fight led me to coffee. Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing about this.
No.
CTE is nothing to laugh about.
No.
It makes me wonder if that is like the origin of this decision. It's like,
no.
Going natural saved my life. That's why I'm so excited to introduce this game-changing coffee and help other people tackle their health concerns. Coffee's more than just a morning boost. It can be the first step in a path toward a better life. Then he said, what's it called again?
Can I ask a question? He
Yes.
hasn't called the word coffee, spelled it with a K, like Kosar's coffee.
Good idea.
You think?
Yeah.
You think that's a good idea?
The Albert Bell Bar tribe.
The Albert Bell Bar.
Yeah. I mean, he opened that up and there were strippers and everything. That was a great bar. Did you ever go there, Brunk?
I wasn't old enough.
Not that kind of bar. It's like the Reggie Bar.
Reggie Bar.
Actually, what it does is after you'd eat it, it would make you go out and stalk women.
Makes you want to hit Melissa Stark over the head with a baseball bat. Yeah.
Oh, make that stop, for God's sake. Said, Bernie, I wish you the best. You can go to kozarcoffee.com. One-time purchases and subscription options are available, as are caffeinated and decaffeinated varieties of the coffee.
Why would you get decaffeinated health coffee? Why?
Because you don't want to be all amped up.
Doesn't even make sense.
Well,
it's the Chewbacca defense.
Yeah. Well, so the other thing I said about the game being, the wild card playoff game, this game is not going to be a problem with Cincinnati because you're going to get it right on your home TV and, on CBS, right? But unfortunately, the wild card game has a chance of being shown on
Amazon
Peacock.
Peacock.
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, that's the one that the urination porn films.
Oh no, not the Chris Collinsworth vampire show. Oh,
I can't tell you how to get Peacock. uh, but be that as it may, there's a chance that
wow.
and it's a double two disasters in one, because Peacock's owned by NBC, and if
Yeah.
NBC shows the game, then you're fucked, because the main carrier of cable up in Cleveland or in DirecTV and all that shit, there's some kind of a lawsuit going on, and they haven't shown NBC in Cleveland since November.
That's crazy.
I
That
didn't.
can actually happen.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
That's crazy.
Tegna, the parent company of local NBC affiliate WKYC TV3 and DirecTV, which also operates DirecTV Stream and AT&T Uverse, have been mired in a carriage fee dispute that's blacked out the station on those services since late November.
Wow.
You better pray to the baby Jeebus. You better pray that NBC doesn't get that. Could you imagine living in Cleveland and missing the game?
Oh, that was like, go back to the 1960s when they used to have playoff games and not show them live on TV. That's what that's like.
So basically, DirecTV Stream, and AT&T Uverse subscribers will have to find an alternate viewing plan. So I'm telling you this now so that you can get like that. What do they call it when you go with Spectrum TV and you get a trial? Like a trial
like
run of the product.
Free trial.
Wait for it. Yep, and get your week free, or go to Fubo. And get your week free for your trial. Make sure it's that week, and you'll get the game.
Wow, that's fucked up.
Yeah. So I thought I would bring that up to people, because that would be a hell of a thing to find out at the last minute, now wouldn't it?
Well, that's not a problem for me, because I got the international pass, and luckily they show all the playoff games here. So
I gotta share something here. The headline: ex-Cleveland pitcher Trevor Bauer seeking second chance in Major League Baseball. All right.
No.
Okay,
No.
No, wait. I want to present something here. I'm going to share the screen, and I'm going to share the screen, and here we go. And I'm going to share it. Now, I'm sorry, folks, but you see that, Bronk?
He's a psycho killer, isn't he?
Look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, would you let Charles Manson back in the Major League Baseball?
No.
Look at him.
He is psycho as hell.
I know. I mean, it's like this guy, who knows what he was doing with the drones, Besides cutting his hand. No, I'm serious. Whose privacy was he invading? I mean, it's like, this is the guy who wants to, this is the poster child of Major League Baseball. It's like, make him go away. Please. Good.
Wow.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable.
He's scary.
Yeah, it is scary. And I don't care if I ever see him again. I don't care that he played in Cleveland or not. As for who's picking who in the games, well, everybody's picking the Bengals to win. Well,
that means we're going to win. Driscoll, 400 yards.
There's, according to FPI predictions, 54.2% chance that Cincinnati will win by an average of 1.4 points. I mean, that doesn't say much about
that happens all the time. We only win by 1.4 points.
A problem. Driscoll's going to be behind a second string offensive line. Third stringers will be playing. He'll be running for his life. It's going to be horrendous.
You say that, but we're going to win.
I'm glad that you feel that way.
I
Bleacher
got
Report.
brain fog. Leave me alone.
The Bleacher Report says the Bengals are going to win 23-15. So it goes, and so it goes.
15.
Yeah. So, and then I want to finish out the program this way.
Okay.
How bad are things for the New York Jets? All right.
I don't know. How bad are they? They suck, though.
Oh, is this true, Tom? That Bernie had surgery today for what?
Ooh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know either.
See, that's the great thing about Cleveland. You can say Bernie, and everybody knows it's Bernie Kosar. But if you say Bernie somewhere else, people are going to think you're talking about Bernie Sanders.
Oh, nothing major. All right, thank goodness. 'Cause I don't want to do a story like I did and make fun of his coffee and all that.
Yeah, then he dies.
Go to CozarCoffee.com. Don't go to Dunkin'. Fuck that shit,
Yeah.
But I was saying, how bad are things for the New York Jets?
How bad are things with the Jets?
I mean, just when you thought they couldn't get worse. The most inspirational Jets player, as voted by his teammates.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Most inspirational, what, this year or all time?
This year. In this lousy year they've had. The most inspirational teammate.
Dalvin Cook.
That's a good guess.
I don't know.
Aaron Rodgers. Mr.
Aaron
Four
Rodgers.
Snaps. Mr. Four Snaps. Unbelievable. I mean, did you see him on the sideline? He's like this. He's got the most negative look on his face on the sideline, like, can't believe this dumb fuck coach called that goddamn play.
Oh, fuck it. I am more inspirational than Aaron Rodgers. I am definitely more inspirational than he is. That's ridiculous. Wow.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah, it's and he can't keep his mouth shut either.
No.
That's
He's like
the other
the
thing
Jim
about him.
Schwartz. Yeah.
Yeah, he was carrying on about how his heart goes out to Russell Wilson.
Why?
I don't know. Russell Wilson's made more money than God. I mean, he didn't win. I mean, you know what this is like? This is like feeling bad for Jim Schwartz. I mean,
Yep.
I know that he didn't have the payday that Russell Wilson did, but for God's sakes.
Yeah.
My heart goes out to Russell Wilson. Well, Russell Wilson will find someplace else to play besides Denver.
Correct.
And they can keep waiting on Drew Lock or whoever the fuck they're waiting on.
What about the Steelers and the Ravens? Are they going to injure each other, or are they going to be nice to each other this week?
The Ravens aren't playing anybody. None of their players are playing.
Well, Huntley and Brinkley are playing, I think.
But you're right. But what they're going to do is their second and third strings going to go out and try to injure somebody. That's just the way it works. That's going to be a game where it'll just be blood on the field. And we'll see what Mason Rudolph does, because I'll guarantee you their second string defense is going to be like a pack of hungry dogs going after Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
It's going to be something. I'm not sure what, but it's going to be something. I wanted to see if I could share a screen with you.
If the Steelers win, do they actually get a seed then? Or do they get into playoffs?
No, they have a number of circumstances would have to happen, and that
yeah, because they're in the hunt at the moment, aren't they? So somebody has to lose, I guess.
Topaz just got a bath.
Topaz. No.
All right. I gotta do this. I gotta do this.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
This is the final
I think you're catching
part of the.
COVID for me.
Yeah, let me get some water here because I'm dying looking at this.
You're dying. I've gone viral over the internet.
Oh, Tom's saying that the rumor is that Pittsburgh is going to sign Wilson. It would be a bad move. And Sean Payton's an asshole. That I can tell you.
Yeah.
I want to share this screen. I should know better, but I don't. I don't know better. I just want somebody to explain to me how you go through life with this name. All right.
Okay. I can't actually see that. I can see it's there, but my screen's. Let me make it bigger. No, no. You're gonna get me to say that, weren't you?
No. But I mean, everybody who meets him is like, well, now I do.
That's.
This is terrible.
I'm gonna leave that one. I'm gonna leave that one far away.
Yeah. He's got a 4.194 grade point average. Don't you think that as soon as he turns 18, that this young man should change his name? I mean, I kept thinking of if his parents were fighting over custody for him. No, he's my. No.
Oh dear.
No, I'm. Oh my God. I got to get this off the screen.
So is he like a 5-star recruit or something? What is he?
No, I don't know. This is just something that's just been bouncing around the internet, and it's like, my goodness, tell me there's an alternate pronunciation here. I got to stop the screen. I'm sorry. I mean, it was just no.
Topaz was going no. Don't do it.
So we end up the show with a bang.
Yeah. You know what's great about this week, though? The Browns are going to play their last game of the season, regular season, and it's not going to be firing Monday on Monday. We don't have to worry about anybody being fired.
Nor do we even have to worry about whether we win or lose this week.
Yeah, that's true.
We can sit back and see who we're going to play, and that's good enough for me. I'm done. I'm going to. Oh, wait. Tony has to come in. Yeah, Tony.
Buffalo and Miami.
I had to get it under the wire because I do have more information on Mr. Noah.
Okay.
You would know him.
In my infinite wisdom, I did a little research last night when I saw it. He is a 4-star tight end recruit.
Oh, really?
Who has visits scheduled for West Virginia, the Ohio State University.
Wow.
Buffalo University.
But not Grambling.
That Hugh Jackson didn't. Never mind. And the University of Virginia Tech.
Wow.
So if he goes D1, ESPN's already scrambling for the censor button. And that Nick catches the ball.
Yeah, I can just see, and that, we're getting Crembley Q now.
It's a good thing that Howard Cosell is still dead.
No, Keith Jackson. Whoa, Nelly, look at that. No, I can't even know.
No, you're not going to do it. Don't do it.
Look, can you imagine Lee Corso yelling, "Touchdown, Nick"? No. Oh, no.
And it's a screen pass to the N-word.
Do you believe in miracles?
Yes.
Look at that little monkey run.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, oh my God. Well, you got in under the wire, Tony. Congratulations. I'm
glad I could give you more information on the racist tight end.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And everybody, thanks a lot for supporting the program. We're just having fun. I mean, this is an unfortunate thing for an 18-year-old guy. I don't know. K is silent. Yeah, that's the problem, Amsterdam. That's the problem. But enjoy the Browns game this weekend. I know I will. Enjoy the Jacksonville game tomorrow. I know I will.
Who the
And
Vikings got this week?
The Detroit Lions again.
Wow.
But, I'm going to be going out to dinner now. So, hey, I'm out of
Going
here.
out to dinner. Wow. Is it for the early bird senior citizen special? No.
But I will do a halftime and post game show after the second and third string shows its wares to the country.
I think the Browns are going to win 27-10.
I think the Bengals are going to win. It's going to be like probably. Oh, I'm going to say.
Well, that's the conventional wisdom. I got brain fog.
28-6. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah.
I don't think
it's probably going to be like that, but I'm going to go the other way.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Bronk. And thanks to everybody out there in the land of the internet. And until this weekend, Sunday.
Sunday.
And hasta la vista, Pasture Heads. Good night.